Good evening, everybody. It's Mary with Stamps-N-Lingers, and it is Saturday night at 7 o'clock. We're going to try having videos a day early and an hour early. I think that will, I really think it'll work better for me, and I hope very much that it will work better for you all the way around. So I've got my computer off to the left here. Let's just be sure I'm transmitting and going out into the interwebs. I don't even think interwebs is a word. So I'm just going to warn you up front. I was trying to do a Zoom video today with Stampin' Up, and the hotel internet dropped me, oh gosh, 3 or 4 or 5 times. So I'm making 0 guarantees, all right? But we're going to try. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Jean and Sharon and Bill and Janet with your ice cream. Hi, Cherie. Hi, Karen. I missed a couple of other folks I know are on, and I didn't get to their comments quick enough, so I'm very sorry about that. Know that I'm glad that you're here, though. All right. Hey, Marianne. Hey, Mary. Thanks for joining me tonight. Like I said, I hope that Saturday will work. Hi, Jennifer. I've only got, gosh, 5 more weeks of doing it from the hotel, and then we'll be back to my kind of internet. I want to keep this time schedule, though. Hey, Robbie. Hey, Karen. I'm glad you were able to join. I guess that means that the shrimp scampi is done. Oh, yeah, Karen, I'm glad that you got this one. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Verna. How are ya? Hi, Jean. And Carol, good to see y'all. Appreciate y'all joining. Hi, Patricia and Janie from Michigan. I'm wondering if it's cold up there. We had t-shirt weather here today. I went out to lunch with a new friend, and it was very lovely. We had our lunch by the water. It was on an outside porch with like plastic curtains. Hey, Linda. Shrimp scampi can wait. Thank you, Karen. That's nice. Hi, Sharon from Washington State, my dream place. Hello, Brooke. All right, let us go ahead and get started. This card uses the wonderful romance stamp set and is a way to show you that if you don't have the wonderful floral framelits, you can still use this stamp set and paper perfectly. And I've also added a couple of sentiments from the All Things Thanks set, and this is from the annual catalog. This is a great stamp set all about thank yous, and who doesn't need that? So I'm going to set this aside so that we can get working. Hey, Fran. Hi, Barb. Julie. Good to see you. Hey, Jean. I guess maybe I am in your neck of the woods. Maybe in the next few weeks we'll be able to hook up if we wanted to try that. Okay, so here's the front. You can see I've made a little window with some window panes. And then on the inside, just real simple, thanks for joining us. I love this paper, the Floral Romance paper. I don't have enough words to say how much I love it. I really, really like when there's a designer paper that you can use as the inside liner, and you can still read sentiments, see designs, and you get that beautiful background, in this case, wood texture. It's wonderful, just wonderful. All right, and then of course, I've now lost my envelope. I have no idea where my envelope went. Where did my envelope go? Y'all, goodness gracious. Oh, I see it, wait. Okay, here we go. And then hashtag no naked envelopes. We got something on the front, some more leaves, and a little more of the pretty DSP on the flap. So let us commensurate, shall we? All right, all of these card cuts are on tomorrow's blog, so you don't need to worry about them. I've got everything kind of pre-cut here because I know that you know that I know how to cut DSP, and you know that I know that you know how to cut DSP. So we're going to just start putting stuff together, shall we? Let's do that. Petal pink card base. I've used vanilla as my mats on this card. It seemed like the right thing to do, I think. Hi, Alicia. Went to Allentown. All right, so we're going to get started with a little bit of liquid glue, and we're going to mat our card front. Oh, apparently I did not cut enough of these pieces right here, so we'll have to do that when I get to the inner liner. That's all right. All right. Yes, I met a new friend today, Carol and I went to lunch at a lovely little restaurant not too far from here. And I had some shrimp salad in a wrap and some sweet potato fries. I decided that was healthy. Sweet potato fries, that's healthy, right? But it was very nice. There were people out on their boats in the water. It was a great day. Very nice. And then I came home, and are you guys ready to be proud? Please be proud of me. I actually went and got on the treadmill. I hadn't done it this morning because I wanted to sleep in because I was feeling kind of lazy. And so I needed to do that, and I did. I actually did it. I did it. I was so proud of myself. Okay, the hardest part about getting all of this glued together is, thanks, Lisa. I know, Karen, right? Aren't you impressed? Yep. 40 minutes. Yep. I know. The hardest part about this is that a couple of these little pieces are look like they're the same both ways, but they're really not. They're just a little bit off, so you got to get the DSP on the mat the right way. But that's just a matter of paying attention, right? Paying attention. And then this piece, I played back and forth with this design versus this design, and I decided I wanted this. I think this is better on the front. I liked it better. Better. Better, better, better. Okay, here we go. This is really pretty simple to do. Not a very hard card at all. I've got a fun little 3D thing for you, I think, next week. I'm gonna make a, I'm not gonna tell. Nope, not gonna tell. Okay. So let's see. This is where you really need to do a dry fit to be sure you're putting this piece in particular. It's easy to get going this way, because see, one could tell oneself, actually, I think that is correct. There you go, see? See, you know it's right because it's the same height as this other mat. The other way, it's a little bit short. You see the difference? So you want to get it on there correctly. And I'm just using liquid glue, just like this. All right, you guys, I'm going to tell y'all a little a secret. It's not really a secret. I was asked by Stampin' Up! To demonstrate on stage, at on stage, at on stage. I was pretty flabbergasted by that, and, well, it's kind of an honor. So I had my Zoom meeting today with Stampin' Up! To start the rehearsal process. We'll do another one next weekend. And the best part about it is that I have a sneak peek of one of the new products in the new catalog, and I can't even tell you what it is, but I can tell you you're gonna like it, just saying. So you should be thinking about getting excited. Okay, so really all I did is I put both of these pieces, mark one eyeballed away from the edges about the same. I wanted a little bit larger gap here. This is the Global Design Project sketch this week. And so that larger gap here fits with the challenge, okay? Thank you, Lenny. Karen, no, here's a hint. Here's a hint. It's going to be great for masculine cards. You're going to like it for masculine cards. It's great. And because it's an annual catalog, it's for an entire year. How cool is that? All right. So now we're going to make our window. Here's a reminder what it looks like. And that's the only hint I can get. So don't even try to torture it out of me, because I won't tell. You can't make me. Okay. This is what we're making. So what I did is I used the largest square stitched shapes framelit to cut out the outside, and then I cut the inside out with the next largest one, so the one size down. And I just ran them through together, and you end up with this frame. Now, to make the panes, I cut 1/8 inch square strips, okay? And I actually got this idea from Amy the other day. Her card used this. And so I stole it blatantly. And basically all we're gonna do is glue them in a grid pattern like this, and then it will look like a little window frame. How clever am I? Yes. Okay, here we go. So I'm just going to use a little liquid glue around the edges. Hardest part about this is that you don't want to turn this over after you've got all this glue on it and stick it to your grid paper. You don't even need to ask me how I know, just know that I know. Hey, Daryl. Thank you, Brooke. It was kind of an honor, and I'm tickled by it. So hopefully I won't get up there and freeze like an idiot. It's been a long time since I've done any onstage teaching, but I guess we're gonna see if I can still do it, won't we? And these are a little long. I'm just letting them kind of go off the edges. I can trim it with my scissors here in just a second. And I cut a few more than I needed because, you know, making a mistake is certainly a thing. I can do it. If anybody can do it, it is me. The good news is I don't actually have to physically stamp on stage. The bad news is I'm really gonna have to work awfully hard learning the new names of the product that I'm using, because it seems to be bamboozling me. But I'm gonna go get me my note cards. I'm gonna get note cards tomorrow and get my presentation on note cards. So that will help some. All right, once you get those on, it's helpful to turn it over and do a little squiggle wiggling to be sure that your grids are about even. It doesn't have to be perfect. It is art, it is handmade, but you know, I think it ought to at least look sort of halfway right. And I'm pretty happy with that. I think that's pretty good. So we're gonna turn this back over, do a quick little snip, 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 and the tiniest of snips. Okay, now I'm gonna leave it upside down, and then I'm going to, oh good Lord, Karen, don't tell me that you're recording it, okay? Just don't even tell me that you're recording it, because that will freak me out. All right, so that's ready to go, and my liquid glue is still kind of sticky, so I have a little square of the pretty vellum paper from the Floral Romance Specialty DSP. And it's kind of hard to tell, and you may not be able to on the camera, but it really does have a front and a back. So the front is a little more vibrant than the back. Like I said, I don't know if you can tell. But when you do this, try to get the front towards the front. If you don't, I sure wouldn't freak out and make a second one. I just don't think it's gonna be that noticeable if you happen to miss it. But if you can, put the front to the front, like that. And I've got a little bit of sticky sticking out here. I saw what you said, Karen, I get that. Sometimes that's hard. So to alleviate that, all you need to do is know that if you cut your strips, it's about 2 3/8 inches. So if you do 2 3/8 inches by 1/8 strips, you should be able to put that on there just fine. You could even go 2 1/2, and that would give you a little more wiggle room. Okay, so make those 1/8 by 2 1/2, and you'll be fine. And so there is our window. Now all I'm going to do is use a little more liquid glue. Thanks, Linda. Oh, well, yeah, okay. So maybe Amy won't be able to record it. She probably won't be able to because she'll probably be too far away. Yeah, that's it. All right, now I'm just using a little liquid glue and putting this on a very vanilla mat. And we are getting close to having the cake built, folks. All right. Now, going to, with some dimensionals, the one thing I did not pull out of my stuff, here we go. we're going to adhere this to the card front. All right. And yes, I'm going to use more than any of you might, but that's okay. You know me. And I'm gonna use these little extra pieces right here. Oh, thanks, Amy, and Sue, thanks. Thank you, Kathy, I appreciate you. And Karen. Actually, let's just be honest. I appreciate all of you guys. I think it's awesome that you keep coming back to me every week. It's one of the best things about Stampin' Up. So you guys know what tomorrow is, right? Besides Sunday? What is it? Somebody tell me. Why would I be asking? It's an ending, if you will. Yes, it's true. Tomorrow is the last day of Stamp. Tomorrow's the last day of celebration. It is also the last day of my ordering special. So tomorrow is the day to get busy. Okay, now look, I'm gonna cover some of these. So what I'm gonna do is, I love these little purple flowers, so I'm putting them up so that, and I'm pulling this to me just a second. I'm sorry if my head is in the way, but I want it to be kind of straight, and I can't see it from back there. So I know that I'm gonna cover this bottom pane. That's weird, it looks crookedy, but it isn't. I'm gonna cover this bottom pane with my sentiment, so I like these purple flowers, so I put them in the top, All right, so let's set that aside for just a minute. And I'm gonna pull out my Stamp-A-Potamus. And I have what is another strip of the Floral Specialty DSP, Floral Romance Specialty DSP. I'm gonna stamp my sentiment on it, and I'm gonna use my Stamparatus to do it. And I'm going to also use my Stamp-A-Majig, my old Stamp-A-Majig acrylic. I'm gonna have to move that. Actually, I think I can use this like that. We'll just put it up in the corner like that. All right. Oh, Lenny, you're sweet. I think you're biased. That's what I think. Okay, we're gonna use You're the Best. And it helps if it's right side up. And I'm gonna put it in roughly the middle of the strip. I'm gonna pick it up, and we're doing that in Mossy Meadow. Mossy Meadow. And I think I remember having to move that out of the way when I did this because I couldn't get it straight. But actually, no, it's okay. So I'm gonna lower it down just a little bit. Wipe off that acrylic. And give it another stamp. And then I got it crooked, so that's fine. So sometimes it can be a little persnickety because that's what inanimate objects are. The persnicketiness of inanimate objects. And I think that's pretty close. I'm gonna take that for $1. Alrighty. Aw, Karma, you're sweet. Thank you. I'm glad you joined, and I'm glad that it looks like you'll come back. Thank you so much. Okay, there we go. And we've got the strip right up in the corner, down and up, and perfect. We'll take it. All right, let me clean that off just a little bit so I don't get ink in places that I don't want it. All right, now put Mr. Stamp-A-Potamus away, and let's build the rest of our card front, i.e. let's ice the cake. Now, just gonna snip a banner here in the end. Remember, just snip up a little ways right in the middle, and then go corner to the middle, and corner to the middle. One each banner, okay? And I'm just gonna put it right there like that. Oh yeah, it's almost like I measured it or something. Hi Anna. Hi Ann, how are you? What means no? What small child did you blame for that, Karen? I guess this means no. I don't know what you asked, Brooke, I'm sorry. Ask it again. Ask it again. All right, we're gonna adhere this with the liquid glue. And I'm sliding it a little bit. There we go. Okay. Okay, Now I've got, I love these floral seals, don't you? They're so cool. Okay, and we're just gonna stick that right on the end of the sentiment. Now, I'm gonna make you a double loop bowl. Facebook Live on 4/13. Is that the day that I would be at on stage? No. What I may try to do. See, I fly back here on that Sunday, whatever that Sunday is. I may be able to get my act together to do a Facebook Live on that Sunday so that I can share with you the things that I bring home. So let's just plan to be flexible. So we'll have a video next Saturday, which is I think it's the 7th. It's either the 6th or the 7th. So next Saturday we'll have a video at 7 p.m. Eastern, and then the following week we'll probably do Sunday at 7 so that I can show you what I brought back, okay? So we'll be flexible. Okay, this is a double loop bow, sometimes known as a billy bow, and I'm making it with linen thread. It is the very best thread. You can make it with the old olive linen thread. You can actually make it with baker's twine, but it just doesn't have quite the nice consistency that this does, at least in my world. Okay, so there you go. So let me show you how to do it. You take your linen thread, don't cut it, hold the end between your forefinger and your thumb, and then you're gonna wrap it 1, 2, 3, 4 times around 4 fingers. See that? And then you're gonna wrap it 4 times around 2 fingers. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then cut the end. Okay. Now, if y'all do not have a pair of opposing tweezers, I highly recommend that you get one. It's one of my bestest tools. You can get them on Amazon. They are from Eek Tools, EK. Maybe it's EK Tools. I don't know. I call it Eek. Okay. Now, I've got what looks like a two loops. I'm going to bring the ends in, and then I'm going to turn it over itself and create a figure 8. Like that, okay? And then you take your opposing tweezers and close it around the center, just like that. That's why these are so handy, because now you have a third hand. All of a sudden you have a third hand without any painful surgery. All right, now cut another piece of the linen thread and wrap it around that juncture and tie a double knot. All right, and you want to snug it down pretty good because you're going to play with that loop and you want to be able to do that. So just tie a double overhand knot. Okay, and there is a double loop billy bow. And then you just kind of play with it a little bit until it does what you want it to do. Remember, these are inanimate objects. They will do what you want, but you sometimes have to be patient. Sometimes you have to hold your mouth just right. Oh, hey, Sue. Yeah, it's not too hard to make it, but go back and look at the video, and if you have problems, let me know. All right, so there it is. Now, sometimes I will leave these little strays as strays, but I'm not liking it tonight. So I'm gonna cut them off. Those are the ones that were in the original loops, but I'm leaving these larger tails like a regular bow. Okay, so now I'm going to take a glue dot and like fold it in quarters and stick it on the floral seal like that. Stick it on the floral seal like that. Stick it on the floral seal like that. Darn it, come on, there it is. Okay, wasn't letting go. And then place my bow atop the floral seal on the glue dot. And then I'm going to leave this loose for now. I'm going to leave these long for now, and I will trim them after it goes on the card front, okay? And then I added, oh, I'm sorry, Karen. You know what I think that is? Let me look. I'm going to test. Hang on, I got to wait until it catches up on my computer screen. Just a second. Here we go. Yeah, I'm watching it. I wanted to see if it was blurring. Hang on a sec. Okay, hang on, I know. I'm holding it really close. Is it blurring now that it's close, or did it ever catch up? Oh yeah, see, I'm looking at it now on the screen close, and it's not blurring, so I'm sorry about that, you guys. I'm sorry. All right, so we're gonna do a little overhand bow here, just a simple bow with some of the linen thread. I love how this linen thread simple bow looks on top of the linen thread double loop bow, because this is real curly. It's kind of curly, and so it makes it look a little bit overblown, and I like that. Okay. I love this linen. I'm hoping everybody cross your fingers and do the linen thread dance and hope that we get all sorts of new linen thread colors in the new catalog. Wouldn't that be cool? Linen thread of everything. Linen thread, linen thread, linen thread. Okay, so I just used a glue dot. I'm leaving it all alone, or not a glue dot, a dab of liquid glue to adhere the bow to the linen, the double loop bow. And I'm just gonna set that aside for a minute to get good and dry. Okay, and now I'm going to cut the second piece that I needed. Let me be sure I didn't cut one. I was certain I cut one, but I did not. So hang on just a minute. I don't have to go very far. My craft room here is not huge at all. So it's right here by me. I'm going to cut an inner liner. Now this is a little bit smaller inner liner than you're used to. It's 3 3/4 by 5. That is 2 3/4, so I should go 3 3/4. How many times have you done that, you guys, where you put it somewhere and you thought it was a whole nother inch, and then you're like, what in the world? What in the world did I just do there? Huh. Hi, Judy. That would be so nice, Mikey. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about, Julie, so you'll have to remind me. Okay, and then it's by 5. So 3 3/4 by 5 is the size of both the card front and the inner liner. Now I'm going to use my Stamparatus again to stamp our sentiment and some leaves. I'm gonna get rid of that because it's gonna confuse me. Colored thread, yes. Yes, you're right, so that you don't have to color it. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Now let's see. Let me see. I don't need to use that. I think I'm gonna go ahead and use thanks for everything. That's really big though. You know what? I'm gonna just go, You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna leave the inside blank. I'm gonna put my leaves on because that's the part that you wanna see. On this one, I put thanks for joining us, but on this card, I'm gonna leave it without a sentiment for now, so that later, if I need a particular sentiment on the inside, I can do that. How about that? Ah, the joy of making your own cards. Hey, Sonia. All right, so now we're going to stamp some leaves. And I'm going to do these leaves on here in Stamped Off Once, Mossy Meadow. And I'm using the acetate just to make sure I like where it is, and I do. So then I'm going to take a sticky note and stick it right there and stamp it once, pick the whole mess up, and stamp it in Stamped Off Once. Okay, now look what happens. To do my inside the way I did, I just flipped it 180 around. I know it's right, so I'm gonna put my sticky note back for my Stamped Off Once-ness. Ink, ink, ink. And there we go. All right, so there is my inner liner. And look at this. my stamp is, if it should be, she says with hope in her voice, because it was when I made the first one, it should be just right for the envelope flap. I'm going to use this new sticky to stamp it off once. I go through a lot of stickies, and that's perfectly fine. All right, so let's put this out of the way. Out of the way, out of the way, out of the way. And then I'm going to take the little dots image, and I'm going to use a block for this because it's not terribly exacting. And I'm just going to stamp, or ink, not stamp off 17 times. Stamp off once, and just add this around the leaves. Not really a science to this. They're your little stamps. They're your little dots. Make it happy. Channel my Bob Ross there. There we go. But see, if you didn't stamp this off, I think it would look a little jarring next to the stamped off leaves. But, I mean, that's just me. If you don't think it's jarring, put it on there. Put it. Do it. Do what makes you happy. All right. A few out here. All right. There we go. I like it. Okay, set that aside. Get the ink out the way before I get ink in places that I don't want ink, which is almost anywhere right this second, because I'm pretty happy with where everything is inked. Pretty happy with where everything is inked right now. Oh, dude, just messed that up. Sorry, you guys. I bunked that with my head. Okay, you okay? Whew. Okay, whew. I thought that went to pot. It didn't. It didn't. It's okay. We're all good. We're good. We all good. We got this. All right. Now let's go ahead and get this put. Okay. I think what's happened here, people. Oh no, there it is. Gosh, Moses. Gosh, Moses. I thought I'd lost it. I done thought I lost it. Yep, I miss Bob Ross too. He was certainly entertaining. And the dude could paint. I mean, you know, it wasn't like Mona Lisa stuff by any stretch, but he could certainly put paint on canvas and make it look like something way better than I can. If I didn't have stamps to use, I wouldn't have a creative chop in my whole body. Okay, there we go. All right. And then we're going to put it inside our Petal Pink card base. And then we are very, very close to being done, people. All right, and then you have Sunday off, and I hope you all have a wonderful Sunday before it's time to go back to whatever it is you do during the week. All right. I like the slightly larger mat, or the smaller mat, to make the larger frame around with the color of the card base, so that was kind of why I did that this time around. And then we're going to use more dimensionals. Shocker! Hey, Jacqueline. Been busy making swaps for onstage, eh? Yep, good for you. I hope you got them done, or at least on the way. I'm going to use all these little pieces here because I can. Okay, here we go. I have to say we're getting a little behind at work. Things are not cooperating quite like they should, so it's going to be a busy week coming up, and probably a busy week the week after. But that's okay. At least busy helps us stay warm. The place we're staying in is, they call it cold storage because it has no heat, and I can assure you it lives up to its name. every single day. I've been all worried because I didn't bring enough clothes so that I would wear different clothes every day. Turns out it doesn't really matter. I could probably be in my long underwear and nothing else underneath my covers because I never take them off. I've had my covers on now for a week and a half. I mean, like, not right now, but you know what I mean. It's just too cold. You're sitting there kind of doing nothing because that's what managers do in this job. Not turning wrenches or anything like that. Just freezing. Freezing is the reason. All right, here we go. And we're just going to kind of center that up. Make sure it's straight-ish. And then I'm going to trim the little tails. That's why I leave those until the end so that I can see how long I want them. And there we go. There's the card. Let's get our envelope fully decorated. No naked envelopes, people. Don't let me hear about you leaving envelopes naked. Don't want to hear that. Envelopes deserve clothing too. They like to be iced. There we go. All right. Whoop. I almost glued that whole sheet of dimensionals right to that envelope flap. Wouldn't that have been a travesty? All right, there we go. And give it a quick rub. Thank you, Julie. Thanks, Karen. Thank you, Donna. Do I like Baltimore better than Huntsville? No, 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 no. I do not. The only difference is I'm not worrying about tornadoes up here right now. Right now, it's just too cold here for me. Not to say that it isn't too cold in Huntsville. I do like being by the water. Not gonna lie, I like the water. It was really pleasant today sitting at the restaurant. But Huntsville is a little greener. It's got a lot more evergreens, so it's greener all the year. This is kind of brown right now. Okay, and there we have it, all done ya. One card ready to be sentimentized on the inside however I need it. Oh, and I just got gunk on there. Good Lord, woman. All right. So remember, stamping off is a great way to get more color changes with one ink pad, right? I could have used like an old olive ink pad in there or even a pair of Pizzazz, but why not just stamp off once with my Mossy Meadow? All right, everybody. I will see you next week, 7 o'clock Eastern Time on Saturday, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Please don't miss out. If there are celebration things that you still want, tomorrow is the day. If you have things you still need to order to fill up your stamping tool chest, like ink pads, cardstock, envelopes, liquid glue, Stampin' Dimensionals, get all of those staples now and get those celebration goodies and, oh yeah, double peppermints from me. So don't miss tomorrow. Don't sleep in too late. When you wake up, get that cup of coffee, get that last order in, okay? All right, guys, thanks for joining me. Appreciate it. See you next week. Bye.